there it is. It scared me. It didn't want to play. Hey, welcome in, everyone. We started at 11:31. Sorry. Today's guest is Chris Errera. Now, he is no stranger to the interview process. He's here on TikTok. He's a musician. He plays keyboard. He plays piano. He is phenomenal. Phenomenal. We're going to hear him. We're going to talk. We're going to chat. We're going to chill. Because, oh, yes, we will. This is, are you waiting for it? The Chat and Chill Show. Yeah. Now stop the music. Yes. Okay, here we go, Chris. I'm going to invite you up. Invitation has been sent. Oh, and I got to change the grid. Oh, this is from the other day. Hold on, Chris. The struggle bus is real for me on this.
That's okay.
I'm going to fix it so that we are side by side. How about that?
No, it works for me.
Okay. It's like TikTok doesn't make it easy. It's like 2 or 3 steps I have to do.
I'm a newbie just like it.
Okay, there you go. It really is. It's like 2 or 3 steps to get side by side. Now, I can hear you, but I can't see you. So
hold on.
You have your camera on, and this is different.
There we go.
Yeah, it's different from when you're in somebody's live versus your own live. Again, not user friendly TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying.
Well, why won't it let me?
I think you push on your picture, and there's this little symbol. It looks like a camera, and you turn that on.
Well, I did. I just have to save it, I think.
Oh, well, like my music wasn't wanting to play a while ago. I was starting to freak out over that. I was like, what? It's right here.
Yeah, it's kind of weird this morning, isn't it?
I've been having issues on Thursdays.
Can you see me at all or no?
I can't see you. How about the chat? Chat, can you see him? Because this is going to, you need to see him. Welcome in, everyone. Yes. There he is. There he is. All right. Yes.
Oh, see?
I can see now. They said no. Can you see now, guys? Now there's a little delay.
It's always a delay.
Delay. Oh, yes, we can see now.
There
they can
we
see.
go.
All right. Woo! Yes. There we go. Awesome. So, Chris, the first question I ask everyone when they come into Chat and Chill as a guest is, what time zone are you in?
Central Standard. I'm out of Chicago.
He's in Chicago, everyone. So I'm downstate. He's upstate.
Oh, yes.
I'm near St. Louis. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we're a few hours apart, about 5.
Yeah, but hey, 55 is a long road.
55. I have done that many times. 55.
Yeah. Thank you again for having me on the show.
Well, thank you.
I very much appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. My next question is, how long have you been here on TikTok?
I'm a newbie.
You're a newbie.
Yes. So I've had a profile up for a year, but I have not really, I did it out of spite. I had some people that work in my camp, let's just say, my music world.
Yeah.
They kept saying, oh, you need to really be on TikTok. And I was like, no, I really don't need to be on TikTok. Because
I understand.
Because my experience with social media, just in general, and it wasn't like a backlash or anything. It was just like, oh, I don't, I'm used to terrestrial radio and regular television, and it was in an interesting way of how to adapt.
Right.
But the other platforms, in some ways, were not. I believe that every platform is conducive to each individual separately. Like different platforms, I think, fit different people.
Yes.
So like I said, Facebook, Instagram, all those other platforms, they're good. I mean, I have, maxed out my friends on Facebook, yippee-yi-yay, but that is not my platform. Meaning it just doesn't work with me. So when people are like, oh, you need to be on TikTok, and I'm thinking, yeah, really? Another one of these. And so I've been active. So after I was up, I appeased them. I just set a profile. I had 100 followers.
Right.
I was like, I don't even know why, but I just kind of one day, I think it was the end of July, first week of August. I was like, you know what? I'm bored. Let's figure this out. And now it's all right. So I could do, I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I could do these things called lives.
Yeah.
Means I can play to the world and not even have to be on stage, even though I love being on stage. And I was like, Okay, awesome. Why don't I have that live button that everybody else? Oh, yeah, you didn't tell me something. 1,000
Yeah.
followers. Ah, that's a little thing that they,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
that,
yeah. 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 They don't tell
so
you
then,
that.
and it
There's a
was
lot
kind
of
of,
things they don't tell you.
oh, of course. I mean, it's a whole,
We have to
is,
help each other out.
well, and I have to say the community on here is amazing.
Yeah.
That is something that I really, really did not expect is the community. I knew that, like a lot of my friends in the industry and stuff like that, they have just started to come over
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, well, yeah, I wasn't going to do TikTok, but he's on there. So, okay, I'll go check it out. That's what they're
Yes.
doing. Yeah.
And okay, so Christy, I think you sent me something because it says from me.
Yes. They've been sending you gifts, and I've been doing the
Oh,
thank you symbol for them.
okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm very big like you. I'm very big in interaction. And so as I keep kind of like, learning more and more, after I hit my 1,000 and I started doing live, my first live was the last week of Adam, my baby.
Hey. Oh, thank you
Lisa,
so
my
much.
fans are my followers are coming
They're
on.
coming in. They're finally coming in. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you for that. Sharing is
Um,
caring because,
yes,
yeah.
and I believe that networking is key. And so my first live was actually September 1st, last like August
Wow.
31st.
You've only been on a few months.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I found you. You came up on my FYP one day, and I'm like,
Yes.
pick my jaw up, and I'm like, he's phenomenal. And
I
and,
thank
and
you.
immediately I'm like, would you consider being on Chat and Chill? Would you I'm like you're awesome. And to find out, so I have to say this. I said it in the preview. I don't know if you were in the room yet. I did research. Well, I had done research a little bit the other day, and then my procrastination. I put, hey,
Of course.
I did it last night.
Hey, that's the best way to do
It's
it,
better than
actually.
right before the show. I'm just saying,
Oh, see,
folks.
I'll learn stuff right before my lives. I mean, people will be like, "Hey, can you learn this?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll get to it." And then,
Anyway,
something else comes up, and I'll be like, "Oh, shoot! All right," and I'll learn that sucker in like 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean,
so I went down the rabbit hole. You have a website,
yes,
and it is chock full of videos and information. And so, if you like to go down a rabbit hole and do research, folks, you should go to Chris Errera. What was the
music.
music.com?
Yep.
Yeah, his website. Oh my. Uh you wow. You have your bio is just phenomenal. I can't believe someone of your stature is on TikTok.
Well,
I can't believe that I actually reached out and was brave enough to say, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" Like after I read where you've been, I'm like, "What
music
what?"
music's been I've been very lucky. Addie, thank you.
Yeah.
I've been very, very lucky, and that's how I look at it. Is music being someone that has a disability, someone who
Uh-huh.
is a little person.
Yes.
I really do owe it all to my parents because they weren't afraid to put me in something and to have an out for me. Sports were not going to be it.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
get
be a
it. I
basketball
get it.
star.
Hey, Lions,
And so
hey.
they needed I needed my own identity. And of course, they did some, they made sure they took care of me in a right way when I wasn't making, when they started piano at 4 years old. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't,
4, folks. He started at 4. Okay, continue.
and
I'm sorry.
I'll be 51 in May.
Okay. So it's been a
So
hot moment.
it's been a couple years, I mean, I've done this for, a couple minutes.
So you've been a musician professionally how long then? Like you
Since I was
started
18.
okay, so you started at 4. You've
I
learned the
went to
piano.
college
You
for
went to
at
college.
Northern,
You went to I went down the rabbit hole last night. It's on my notes. You went to Northern Illinois University and
yep,
DePaul University.
yep,
Okay.
yes.
And so you have 2 degrees
Yes. Well, yes. Let's
in
just
music. You went to
technically
2
or
places.
non-technically, I don't have the paper, but I have the credits.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, and so you learned the Suzuki method. Can you tell
Yes, I
us
did.
what is that for
The
the people
Suzuki,
that may not know?
okay, the Suzuki method really is it's a type of learning. and it of course it would be a Japanese kind of design. What happens is that I forgot the gentleman's first name, but of course his last name would be Suzuki.
Yeah.
It has the idea of it's a formula, and their idea is teaching students very young, very
Yeah.
very young.
Oh yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah. I mean, and
Yeah.
like 4, 5, 3, that's normal. Okay. And how it is really done is it goes off of you're taught hearing first.
Auditory. Yes.
Yes. Auditory first, then music after. And it's not like, at least for me, I was very lucky, because my hands are really unique. Okay.
Right.
This is the wild card of it all.
This is what you're going to have to pay close attention to,
And
folks.
this is
Yeah.
stuff, even as being a piano teacher today, I have no answer for, none, except for it's a God-given talent. That's all I can honestly say.
Yeah.
Is my hands from this knuckles here bend, so I bend this, but my fingers out farther, they are fused.
Spelling of this technique is Suzuki.
Yes.
I would
Yes,
type
you
it in,
can-
but
Yeah, like the Suzuki motorcycles. Yes, exactly the
could you
same thing.
repeat the address for the chat, Mama? Oh, his address, his squirrel website is chrisherreramusic.com. Yeah,
And yes,
Chris.
that's spelled correctly, Addie.
Yeah, that's right, Addie. chrisherreramusic.com is the website, if that's what you're asking. Sorry, yeah. And then Suzuki technique.
Technique or the Suzuki method, either or. You can
Yeah.
actually look it up. Yes, there you go, Chris Errera Music. Yes, you got it.
Thank you. Thank you for that, M.
Thank you, Em. And actually, when you look it up, I will say one thing for all of the people that are probably looking online right now about the Suzuki method.
Yeah, you're like, what is that?
They have books, Suzuki 1,
Rabbit
2,
hole.
3, 4, and 5.
Rabbit
They
hole.
are not meant to be self-taught books. This is
No.
you have to have basically a Suzuki or an influenced Suzuki teacher. I mean, it's not really anything majorly different. It's just a system format that we.
It's a format, yes. And as a
Right.
former educator, I knew what that was.
You know,
and
you're right.
you can use that technique for other things, like I know they
yes.
use it for like violin and things like that. So yes.
Betty Haig is like one of the founders. She
Right.
I was actually under the Betty Haig Leviton Institute way
Yeah.
back, and she's still at 86. World-renowned violinists.
Oh yeah. So it's used for other instruments as well.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but you learned how to play and you became professional and you've done live gigs. You've been on the
Oh, yes.
road. You've been on shows.
Yes.
You've been on the Rosie O'Donnell show. So if you go to his website, there's a video. I was going to put it up, but oops, morning show. I have a hard time getting. prepared.
I mean, I'm not. You're lucky you got me
Yeah.
at 11:30. I'll tell you straight
Yeah,
out.
I'm lucky to be here too some days.
Yep.
Just saying.
Oh, that's.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Hey, I did put a couple new emotes in there for when he plays for later. Okay, folks, just FYI. If you're
I put some
subscribed, you can
background
get to
music
those.
too?
Hey, so would you like to play a song for them? I think they need to see why you were talking about your fingers.
Right. My fingers are
it's
fused
ama-
outside, so I cannot make a fist. Not at all.
And to hear him play and see those fingers, and you're like, how in the world does he do that?
Thanks, Lisa. Sure.
It's
I have
just
no
like
problem with that.
it's just like my brother is an autistic savant. He has autism,
Okay.
and
Yes.
I know you work with people
I
with
have.
autism.
Actually, I
music.
have worked with an autistic savant.
And his skill is not music. Some of them do have music where they're just. His is calendar manipulation. Like he can calculate dates. Like boom, 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 boom.
Oh wow.
We didn't teach him that. It was just a God-given talent.
Yeah, it shows you how
Just saying.
really the brain is a machine.
Yeah.
It is a
So you're going to
calculator.
see a God-given talent right here, folks. So what would
Sure.
you play for us?
Oh,
Just a little
yeah.
ditty so they can see
Yeah,
what I'm
let's
talking
see,
about.
Kind of like I see some people popping out some jazz and somebody
Yeah.
rewrite the
Okay.
info. Yes.
I'm whatever you're in the mood for.
little bit of a interlude there.
Wow, awesome. That's what I'm talking about, folks. I just wanted you to get just a little sampling before, yeah, because I'm like, it's amazing to see that. And I know not everyone respects that. Not everyone, not everyone. Some people, I've been in your lives, and some people come in and say some of the horrific things. Like the other night I was there,
Yes.
and I'm like, okay, I can't do this under chat chill. So I switched to my Mama Ironhead account, which is my backup account,
Yep.
and I'm like, and I fired a couple warning shots at somebody, like my those little yellow triangles, like
Yep. You
because
know,
it reminds me of some of the stuff they used to say at school, and that you go after them.
and
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I've been very, very, very fortunate. Sorry, I chipped a nail.
it's okay.
It's always tragedy of war. Chipped a nail.
Something now, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Some days I do.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, I do actually, I haven't for a long time, but when I actually start performing on stage, I actually get them manicured just so that they don't break.
Yeah, it's a good
And,
idea. Yeah.
it's not anything of a weird. It's just they get clear coated, so I can make
And you
sure.
can cut them to a level or that works
I
better.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm a stickler for all my students. Make sure your nails are not. That's how I grew up. But getting back to that, I've been very fortunate. I've been on a lot of television. I've been had a lot of exposure, and when you do, in the beginning, I knew what I was getting into because I didn't go as a solo career until I was in my early 30s.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in any way, shape, or form like super young. I mean, I wasn't totally prepared, but I was prepared because I've been on stage many a times. I've been playing recitals and concerts since I was 5.
Yeah.
But still, I knew what I was getting at. I know the world. I know society. I'm not an idiot, but it still makes me laugh because thank you for everybody always helping.
I heard a goal was that 80%. 80% has been met. Thank you.
See, and that's awesome, and that is awesome. And Addie, you are rocking. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
But the biggest thing for me is that, you get people, and especially when, and I've been very fortunate, especially in the past, I would say last 9 lives, about 9 lives, funny cat.
9 lives, yeah, 9 lives.
But I mean, like exactly, the role has started to really come, I'm starting to get, people are talking, and I knew this would happen, and, the audience is getting a lot bigger.
Oh yeah, hey, Lucky.
And so I get to the point to where I know, insecurity fuels everybody's reaction. That's all it comes down to. Okay,
exactly.
So, again, I know the gentleman you're talking to. It was just like, and it was the funniest line I've ever heard, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. Was it something about a ladder?
Ladder. Are you sitting on are you on a ladder? Like referring to, and I'm thinking, how did you, okay, if you are going to do something that, I guess, insulting, really? Did you think about this first? Because actually made me laugh, and I was trying to hold it in because I don't like to give that credit that, dude, you're kind of funny, but I'm not giving you that credit.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, I'm short, but a ladder? Come on, can you think of something better? But you get that.
Yeah. That's all you got. That's what I want to go. Yeah, that's it.
I know how to diffuse it. There's nothing that anybody's going to say to me that will ever rattle me. Every now and then I'll get annoyed because if they keep pounding it, I'll be just like,
yeah,
dude,
some of them will keep trolling it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's not the actual insult, I guess. It's more of like, hey, listen. You got the point across. Now I know you're trying to, because you see I have X amount of people. Thank you, Lucky Moon. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucky.
And the biggest thing is I look at it this way is that, people coming on and then, if other TikTokers are maybe not there yet to be live, and they'll see 200, 300, 400 people in my audience. Well, they're trying to steal my thunder because their inadequacies is how I really look at it. So I almost don't even, I engage, but I don't. And I always tell people, Always be cool. I love open forums. I'm very interactive. I can talk a little bit. But I mean, the biggest thing is that it really does show the person's decorum, because how I look at it this way, I look at it one way and one way only. Everybody's allowed. You can say what you want. Really, don't really care. But if you're gonna, like, if I do something stupid, like physically, or I do something like, I'm an idiot. I get it. And I could be held for response or ridicule, and I can be held accountable. But making fun of something I have no control over, like, I didn't pick the way this body was designed or developed. To poke fun at that just automatically for me, I don't get that. I
Yeah.
mean, I do understand it to a point on a psychological level, but I
Yeah.
don't understand it because it's like, really? You're gonna
Yeah.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, some people think that things that they type are funny, but when they translate it in the written form, it's not. So,
Correct.
Thank you for taking putting that warning out. So, we want everyone to be able to stay and enjoy the interview. But if you continue to make comments like that, you will be
See, that's
escorted
funny.
out.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah. Well, as a host, as a host, I want to make sure that I protect my guests.
Oh, I
So,
understand.
yeah. So,
Oh no,
yeah.
and I understand it. And I always
I'm
tell people,
sorry.
I always just tell people, I just say, you're allowed to ask any question, but
Yeah.
be careful of the questions you ask by the answers I will give. And
Right.
that's how I really do everything. And I am very open. I am, I consider myself a mentor, or,
Okay.
well, I am a mentor, but I mean, I'm a spokesperson, or I'm out there showing what people with disabilities, can do. And so I'm a representative of little people, of all this whole, subculture, I guess, if you want to call it. I don't get really
Yeah.
involved in that, but, you know, but I'll tell you, the only thing I have noticed is actually two things. Actually, for the 99% of the time, people are really cool. You get that 1%, always going to, and
Oh
that's just
yeah.
people that are just jealous. That's all it comes down to.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey,
So
I
I
did
love
see
it.
I did see an appropriate question down in the chat. It's been a while back, so I have to try to remember. Uh, and it meant no disrespect. Was wanting to know about your disability in the sense of being in the dwarfism. Has it played any challenges for you playing the piano, or was this just something that uh, it just came naturally? I guess that's again,
I guess the
I
only,
missed the
and
question.
it's never, and I always tell people, hey,
Yeah,
I'm very comfortable with me. And
yeah,
I will make jokes of me. I mean, I always say deep snow and tall grass are two very dangerous things for this guy, or all you, because I
yeah,
can hide nowhere.
yeah,
In the wintertime, I have a flag, and I don't, but I wish the flag that you put on the back of the bikes with the big orange thing, and then I should have
yeah,
that strapped to my back. If it's
yeah,
wiggling, I'm still alive. If it's staying
yeah,
put, please
yeah,
come and get me.
yeah.
I'm very open, and I mean, it
Oh,
is what it is. But and when people are like, "Well, ask that question," is
particularly in
no
certain
disrespect.
techniques. That's it. Thank you, Reese. Particularly in certain techniques, I lost the comment while ago.
Like, do
Like,
any
do
techniques pose
techniques
a
pose a challenge? That's the question. Okay, I couldn't
yes?
remember exactly. I was paraphrasing.
But yes, John. It actually there are only a couple things. My span of the keys, I can do an octave. That's about all I'm doing. Where like my sister, like she's also a pianist, but not she didn't go professionally. I didn't want to follow, but in other friends, yeah, they can span like a 13th. Like their hands are just insane. Thank you. And
Whoa.
I look at it as that, hey, are we, and what it really comes down to is how quick can I maneuver out thought.
We made a goal.
We
Thank
did.
you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. I'll set another
See,
one while he's talking.
good
Okay.
people, good people are
Thank
definitely
you.
awesome. And what I look at is this: is John. There were challenges. I cannot. There are some parts in music, because I can read, of course, and write it. There has been in my lifetime when I would be doing classical. I am not a classical player anymore. The arthritis, and I'm getting old. It's not my style, but back in the day, there were parts that were written a little bit too big. So my teacher or I would rewrite the part, not really rewrite it, but adapt it. It's called, you just kind of
Adapt it.
self-voice it. Maybe instead
Yep.
of doing octaves, I'd just do the top. And if you were an audience, would never, ever know.
Right.
But
Most people wouldn't.
other challenges, I really would have to say I'm very lucky. My condition is called diastrophic dwarfism, and that actually in Latin means stiff joints. So all of my joints, I have a very not limit, but yeah, I have a limited range of motion. So everyone, so like my neck, I can only do about 90 instead of farther. Elbows don't 100% straighten all the way out. It's part of the inherent thing. My hips are displaced, but that's how I was born. That's really what this condition. It's very rare too.
Yeah.
It is. It actually is. It's quite rare. So it's one of the more rare forms because both recessive genes have to meet up, and it's not a guarantee at the same time. So if one of the parents does not have that gene in it, and the other parent does, you can have 100 babies. A diastrophic will never be produced. So you have to have both parents. It's very interesting. We've done a lot of, like me and my former manager did a lot of work, and to see when I was like, how many people do, like, I know with my condition, I'm the only one in the world that can play at my level.
Yeah. I that's why I was mesmerized. And speaking of that, they're probably going to want to get mesmerized again. So I know something that you do in your lives. A lot of times you do you just improvise. You
Yeah.
like you'll have maybe you'll go from one song to another, and your arrangement, you're like arranging right there in front. If you could do something like that.
Yeah, I'll do something impromptu. Just say,
Yeah.
hey.
So they can see this magic in action. So
And
yeah.
John just answered. He said he was thinking about augmented chords. So
Yeah.
I know he's a musician.
Oh yeah, and that was a musician that asked the other question too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because I was like, I mean, and I could tell right away. Actually, the funniest thing is I can tell
Yeah.
other
You know?
pianists that come in my room, and mostly when they're classical, because they will come out with like, "Can you play Rachmaninoff A flat minor,
Oh yeah.
Opus number 4?" And I'm like, I think I did that when I was 12, and I'm not lying. I would never, but I'm like, no,
Yeah.
and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's funny, and I always say, well, we got other musicians in the room. But to answer John's,
I know. You're a guitarist, but you're a musician too, Reese.
yes. And
Okay.
so for John's question, here's an augmented C. So I can hit a 5th and a 6th easy, 7th, no problem. But I can also improvise. It's called shell voice revoicing. This is where theory really comes into it.
Oh yeah. Hey, Little, if you're still here, remember Theory?
Yeah, and that's what I do on my lives. Is I always tell people, as I said, part of my when you subscribe to me, is I actually will help teach theory. And so if you have
When she took piano lessons, she had a lot of music theory.
Yes. So how about we do this?
Okay, I'll something for us.
I'm going to ask what makes it more fun. So
yeah, let's do that. Let's make it fun.
Let's make it a little bit fun.
We've been chatting, and they get bored, so they like.
I know.
Fun.
Well, I get bored. I'm ADD. Are you kidding?
Yeah, me too. Well, you think I'm playing with this?
So,
I got this in my fingers.
Exactly. So how about so should we ask the people, or you guys? Okay. So
we can.
Question I ask is pick major or minor.
Oh, major or minor, everyone. I need suspense music. I wasn't prepared for that, was I?
Yes.
I see Addie said minor, but I have to unblock the comment. Okay, minor.
Wait.
And then I hear major. Oh, and then I have another minor. Sometimes they're getting filters.
Oh, I got a 2 for 2. All right, okay.
I have to unfilter minor, apparently.
I'm liking minor. If I get to have can we do minor then?
There's been a few majors, but a lot of minors.
Sound is like B flat harmonic minor. Okay.
I could go either way. What's a tie now? Oh, okay. Well, he breaks it.
Yeah.
That's house rules.
So we're gonna do a minor, And actually, the next thing I was going to ask is give me a key. John gave us a key. He gave me a B flat minor.
B flat minor, everyone. Okay, B flat
And he
minor.
wants the harmonic, but I'm going to, I'm going to do a harmonic, but then I might do a small adaptation to that and change the modes. I could see that he's going to, I love it. And I love when people challenge me. It makes it fun for me because
Yeah,
after
we love that. We like to
I
be
have to be honest with you.
entertained.
Sitting here just playing for people, it's wonderful, but it can get boring.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sure it can. And they ask for some of the same things.
So this is something I'm just thinking as we are going. So it's the attitude, the mood, everything of how I'm feeling about the show, everybody here, the good vibes. Let's see, putting it into a minor. That's interesting. But yeah. There. There you go.
Wow. That's all I
So
can
as you
say.
see, it's just like I
Whoa.
kind of in the beginning, the brain kind of just, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you find what I call a melody lock, like when my brain starts to hit, and it like literally will lock in.
Mhm.
Um, and then the way we go, and then it's like it's kind of like music and like literature. I mean, it's a language. It's a spoken language. It's got Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much for liking
Yes.
that idea. And what's fun about it is, again, people always just think that music is truly a spoken language. Like music theory is language arts for English. So
Yeah.
it is. It's how do you
Yeah.
put music in structures, the understanding behind it. So I can go into another country, another person that doesn't speak any English, and I can put music on the thing, and we can communicate.
So we have an emote down there. One of my subscribers, if you could put it up, music is the universal language.
Hmm.
If you could put that down there, because it truly is just what he's saying. It transcends everyone's every. Yeah, thank you for that, Em. Yeah, it everyone under everyone
Yes,
can come together with music.
of
You
course.
know, they can feel, they can communicate. It's just, yeah. Thank you so much. I don't
And
know what that is that just popped up, but something just popped up on my
yeah,
screen.
something kind of came up out of nowhere. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, TikTok. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I mean, things
anyway,
still always amuse me. As
sorry, squirrel. That's
oh
fine.
heck
You can
yeah!
get
I mean, I'm the
you
same way.
can
I
get it.
stood right out there. I was like,
Oh, it's a
"That's
poll.
cool."
Oh, thank you, Little. See, they keep me in line down there. It's a poll. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Uh, I had no idea. I didn't
I
block
didn't
your
even know we're
comment.
doing polls. That's fantastic.
Are we doing a poll? Yeah, okay. You started a poll with you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Little. Sorry, squirrel. I didn't know what that was. Clearly, yeah. But anyway, going back to meanwhile back at the ranch. Oops. Take two. Yeah. Music is a universal language, and it's phenomenal. But music is not only just language, as you were saying, it's also math.
Yes, it
If
is.
you're It's counting. There's lots of math to it. And I, as a special educator of 34 years, if you count the year student teaching, 35, um, I used music a lot. It helped facilitate memory. I made up all kinds of songs, even though I didn't sing well. I don't sing well. I'll just be the first one to tell you. But I would say this is why I have a day job, guys,
Yes.
because But yeah, but you know what? I don't know how many times again, you would see the light bulb just click for people when music was added. Just like boom, like they got it. Like, it's just there's something about it. I don't know. And I'm sorry to interrupt. And there's the poll. Okay, okay.
I'm not
Details.
seeing the poll. I don't even know.
Breaking news. I see a poll here. Details within to follow our guest and host. Chris, oh, they're going to follow you 100%, it says.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
I always,
you should be following him. If you're not already, speaking of that, you should be, because hopefully you'll get the notifications that he's going live, or otherwise you might
yeah.
see it up there. Yeah,
Yep.
because yeah, and don't miss his lives, because when you can, you should see him. A lot of times they're in the evening, aren't they?
I have to say is I try to be as consistent as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm finding that for me, it's better schedule wise in my
Yeah.
days. I love to do nights, but actually I'm usually on around three
Yeah,
central.
early evening. Early
Yeah, and
evening.
then
Yeah.
I'll stay on. I mean, I think the longest live I did, my mods were yelling at me. I think I did 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a long one for me too.
Oh yeah, I mean, but it was fun because it was a great crowd. Everybody was having a good time, and I'm just,
Yeah.
I love it. Like I always tell people in my lives, I mean, I don't. If you want to have a concert and sit there and be quiet, yeah, come and watch me live. But when you come here on these kind of forums, it's hey, I am Little Ironhead. Thank you. I look at it as being I'm inviting you in my living room. This is my sanctity. Not many
Right.
people get here.
Right.
So let's just have some fun. It's like, night at Daryl Hall's house, that TV show, and he had,
Uh-huh.
I kind of treat it that way.
Yeah.
So I enjoy I'm a motivational speaker, so also, so I will give you some insight. I will always build everybody up. Yes, I do shatter sometimes too much. I'm Italian and a motor mouth. I mean, hello.
Sorry, I can
Chanel.
feel airspace with talking.
Oh
Sorry,
God. I
squirrel.
mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an
like
occupational hazard. Just saying.
exactly. Oh my God, every time. Hey, I'll tell you one thing, and it's always funny. I'll see some of my old teachers every now and then from
Hmm.
grade school and everything. And I mean,
Yeah.
I was that guy that my desk moved around like a chess piece.
Oh, you were one of those. Okay.
Oh
All
yeah,
right.
no, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was Mr. Talk.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't matter. It was just, I mean, I was
I
never
taught
like
him
a
many of
trouble
them.
student. I was never like trying. My
No,
mouth
but
just
you're just
wouldn't,
yeah, movement. Yeah. Yeah.
and I would talk to everybody. And so
Yeah.
my desk was moved from the front, the back, the side to side, and they could not find a spot to keep me quiet. And I always laugh because like some of my old teachers would come to my concerts and stuff like that, and I'm like, you see, all I was doing was just honing my craft of speaking. And they start laughing, and I'm like, see, I just letting y'all
There you
know.
go.
But I saw somebody from I think John. I think I saw John sit there and go ragtime. Because everybody,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Another ragtime. We
because
would love
I've done,
ragtime.
I've done a lot of research on lives, and I mean, before I went live, I really wanted to see what was out there. I mean, I'm just more of a DD kind of person, and so I wanted to see what was working, what wasn't, and everybody is 100% unique. There is no competition. We're bringing
Yeah.
our own to the table. But like for me, it was like some artists are usually what I call genre specific,
Yes.
genre focused, where
Yes.
they won't reach outside the box or they'll just stay here, comfort zone,
That
even one of the
that's their
piano.
wheelhouse. Yes.
Yeah,
That's what they
and
do.
for
Make you
me,
lucky.
I don't. I mean, I've been very fortunate about my education, so I'll do it all. I mean, well, there are things that I'll sit there and go, no, I ain't doing that. But
Oh, there you
like,
go. Oh, little Scott Joplin, the entertainer.
so a little ragtime, little, I mean, when people ask, kind of bounce.
Yeah, you took the ragtime and it was just bouncing, and then you kind of took it down, and it was just like, oh, okay, all right, I like it.
And it's got a little bit of. I'm more of a like, what we would call a bebop artist. I like stuff with bounce, stuff with rhythm.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I can do very melodic. So I mean, so the genres I don't mind. I mean, not mine. I love to move. I love to weave because it again. It's for me. It's about title. It's about I want all of my listeners to go on a journey with me. Okay.
Yeah.
I always preach on my live about one thing. And Lisa,
Oh,
you rock. You're so awesome. And the big thing for me is that I'll tell you. And my guys, Lisa, Adam, those are some of my mods, and
yes, I
they'll know.
recognize them.
They'll
Yes.
know. I will preach about one thing that I do not like. The industry is changing, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad. Is music is not a visual art, and we're
Yeah.
starting to change that. And I don't like
Yeah.
that. Music is about
Yeah.
your ears.
Oh, breaking news. I just got a text on my other device over here. See, this is what I was talking about notifications I should be getting that I'm not getting. So I got a text over here from Little Ironhead. She says she's in, I guess, comment jail. She can't comment, but she would really love to hear the Golden Girls theme.
I knew she was going to do that.
You know how she is.
Hey, you know what? I'm not going to lie. I watch them every night.
She asked me to ask you that. So.
Oh, of course. She asked, and I always
Pretty
give.
please.
Oh,
And
don't pretty
yes.
please nothing. I always play
Yes.
for it. No way.
Yes.
I watch them every night. That's my constant evening. I'm not lying. Hallmark Channel, 9 o'clock Central Standard Time.
Well, we stream it for the dogs. They like Golden Girls.
I like it because it reminds me of something my grandma and I always would back in the day would just sit and watch together, and it just and it would it would make it to a point to where I love, I like reminiscing. I'm not always a person that lives in the past, but sometimes a little sense of home, especially in a chaotic world, is wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes you need that.
Yep. I actually had this. I learned this just for her. Sorry, just kind of my brain's at. And I always do a little bit of my own.
Wow. Hey, thank you everyone that's shared out, tapped, gift, all that good stuff. We so appreciate it. And thank you for using those emotes. Somebody made a comment while you were playing, and I'm that they're like, well, that's one way to subscribe. Oh yeah, you can subscribe if you want those blue emotes. I'm just saying. It's $2.99. I made it cheap. Just saying, because we're a small production. But anyway, going to your thing. Okay. I love that you don't play the Golden Girls theme exactly like thank you for being a like you make it yours.
I always do.
And yeah,
I could sit there and play exactly.
right. Right?
Yeah.
But
But
yours is
everybody's
so
heard
much
that.
better. Yours is so full. Like you fill
Yes,
it
I mean,
out.
playing on like my baby grand is like this is my baby.
My baby grand.
And it's and I always say it's what I was taught, and I always teach my students, and I teach people is learning to command the instrument instead of the instrument commanding you. And it's
Exactly.
really the truth from being someone who is accomplished or a professional to someone who is working to get there, as I can tell, or others, of how you really command your instrument. How do you really make this thing sound? I want this to always sound like a carnival. Now, granted, I want to make you laugh. I want to make you cry. I want to make you smile. I want to make you reminisce. But I want that power, and I have that power to control your mind to take you on a journey.
This is a good comment down here. I have to read it. Breaking news. Chris is the bartender of piano music, mixing up melody cocktails. You're absolutely right. Yes.
That's my guy, Adam, and yeah, I mean,
That's Adam. I recognize he's one of your mods.
And
yes.
I mean, it really is. I have a very deep philosophy. I'm very big within the psychology of music.
Yes.
So, like, I actually started, and I just finished the outline of a seminar that I would like to start really, really pushing, and it's called Commanding the Stage, and it's all about stage fright. How to be the consummate. I mean, for any performing artist on stage, there are things that really are not taught. One thing is, especially a musician, you're taught your instrument. You're taught maybe to read music or not, or tab, whatever you need.
You're right.
Songs. And then the next thing right after is go on stage and play it.
Yeah.
Nobody teaches you and sits back and says, how do you be a presence or a performer on that space? How are your actions, how are your internal anxieties controlled, harnessed, alleviated? Nobody teaches that. Actually, I've talked to a lot of friends and even educators are like, oh, I wish I had that, bro. And I'm like, yeah, so do I. But that's why I have started, and I have it all done, and I'm hoping middle of this year we'll see how everything goes, because I am dropping a brand new album in March.
Yes, brand new album in March, and you're starting a new production company.
Yes, it's
I have so many notes over here. We're not even going to cover it in an hour. I'm just saying.
I know. I mean, I don't care. I'll talk forever. So
no, it's okay. We can always have you come back too.
I will come back as many times as you guys want me to.
Yeah.
But yes, I just started a mastering company, so that's the third. Like, music recording is in three parts. You have what's called recording, or called tracking. Then you have the mixing. That's where they put all the levers. You do all the nice little things, kind of bake the cake. Tracking is mixing the ingredients. Mixing is baking the cake. And mastering is adding all the sprinkles and the little things on top. And it's a three-part process. And realistically, professional recording, that's how it's done. I opened up the third process. I am trained and taught to do all the processes, but I find that there's a big niche right now needed because of streaming platforms. And the biggest thing is people don't realize is every streaming of course they would not make this easy for anybody. Every platform has its own loudness level of songs. So if you are putting stuff on as an artist, and you want it on Spotify, and you want it on Apple Music, and you want it on Pandora, and you want it XYZ. Every platform has their own relative specific criteria, volume-wise. Or if you don't get that mark, they have what are called compressors, because they only have so much bandwidth or room within their channel.
Yeah.
That they have to keep all the sonic in this space. And if your sonic is this much, they're going to cut this much off. So your sonic,
Yeah.
so it doesn't translate the same. So that's why like an artist will go, wow, this sounds so awesome in the studio. And then you hear it on the radio, you're like, what the hell happened here?
Yeah.
That's because
And
the actual electronics.
I know we have some musicians in the room. I've seen a few pop in. That I you need a hook because he could help you like boost your music to the next level. Just
Yes,
saying.
and I like, and it's very
Yeah.
important. A lot of musicians. This is the biggest thing I will say. That's the biggest mistake. A lot of musicians like they'll spend all the money in tracking and mixing, and oh, it sounds good, and I'll just have them push it, and I'll put what's called a limiter on. No, 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 no. You actually need this last process. This is the difference than what you hear from LA, Nashville, anybody, the professional side. This is really the polishing. This is putting
Polishing.
wax on a brand clean car. This is the shine. This is what transforms the overall sound so it can go into a car and sound great. Go into a thing. And you don't have to turn your volume to 9 to be able to hear it.
Oh
Or when
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
playing a playlist, it's not like,
Yeah. I know,
uh,
Jeff. I know, Reese. It's okay.
and then you know that boom, 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 and then you keep going, and then your song comes on, and it's all here, and then yours is like way down here, where you're like, oh, no, it's the same level, it's the same consistency. Again, when people perceive you as being professional, your product is professional, you're professional. End of
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah. I saw the comment Reese made. He says like he's just kind of on a limited budget. So that's my next question for you. Is polishing an expensive proposition?
It depends because actually I am a
How much
person that
polish you need?
it depends
You
really
need?
on the client. Really, I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
I'm going to be very different. Yes, I mean I know friends that are Grammy winners and stuff like that, and I'm awarded. I have awards. I don't
I
really,
know.
but
I've
I don't
heard.
talk about them. It's really what they're just things that you put on the wall. Um, but I mean, the
Yeah.
big thing is, well, it is, but the biggest thing for me is I work with the artist because at the end of the day, I really push more. I want quality out there and I want the artist to be proud of their stuff. So if
Yes.
you can't, hey, if you can afford, hey, we'll come to a conclusion and we'll come to an agreement.
Yeah.
There's always stuff that's negotiable. But I always say to any artist, yes, my budget's okay, yeah, da, 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 da. Please just
Some.
don't, save the extra $75. It's
Yeah.
going to make a difference. It's going to make a world of
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
there you go.
and it's the big thing is that it will pay for itself
Yeah.
if you do it right.
Yeah. Yeah. You have one song up on Apple. It was on Apple, Spotify. I think it's on Amazon, but
Yeah, it's what's called
and
what I call a place setter. It's
it's
voyages.
Voyages. Yeah, that's it. And I'm not good with names, but when you said, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. Um, I wonder why I'm not good with names. I've had to do that for like, you know, yeah. Anyway, squirrel. So, yeah, it's very polished. It's a polished an example of what something polished could sound like, is what you're saying.
Yes, and I actually it was recorded years ago. I took it back in and I remastered it through my company
Yes.
show, and also make sure I learn every day. There's not a day I'm not learning, taking classes, and it's not that I'm unsure of myself. Is knowledge is king, and this
Absolutely.
industry transforms on a minute by minute basis. It's impossible to catch up, but
Yeah.
I was always taught you're only as good as your last bad project.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah.
Only as good as your last bad project. I could have all these accolades and I could screw somebody else's up, and that's all people will remember.
Yeah. Are you following Chris yet? M says down in the chat. Sorry, squirrel. Yeah, follow, follow, follow. If you're not following Chris, you should be, because his lives are so interesting. He is a phenomenal musician. So you should be following. Hey, you can follow Chat and Chill. Chat and Chill's decided
Of
that,
course.
we need to build Chat and Chill. So, TikTok likes that when maybe I wouldn't be so banned. I'm just saying. I have to beg people to share to get people in the room.
Oh, I mean,
I didn't have to do that before, but I do now. Yeah. So if
I
you would
was last.
follow, please and
I
thank
mean,
you.
I was even like one of my lives. I mean, I don't even know why. I was the at the very end. I was restricted to 18 and over. Like they
Oh yeah,
cater.
you can set your live to 18
Well,
and
no, no,
older.
no. TikTok said it for me.
Oh, they do things like that all the time. Like today,
Whatever.
Tuesday night is a night show. Thursday is a day show. Sorry, folks, but I've had to unblock I don't how many comments. Just there's nothing wrong with them. Filtered comments. I haven't had to do that in a long time. I thought we took that off. But today, TikTok's decided they want comments filtered. And like little, she can't even make, well, occasionally she can make a comment, and then sometimes she can't. It's been very finicky lately. I
Yes.
don't know.
I
Just
don't know.
say it, folks.
I mean,
Uh,
I've seen other people on my FYP when I just log on, and I mean, they're swearing away left and right. I mean,
oh,
they're
yeah.
like, and I'm like, I've only dropped that a couple times because I am aware. I mean, I'm used
I
to
mean,
that.
some of us can't
You
say
know,
it if we have a
I
mouthful of
was.
it.
I mean, my manager always like when I'd go on and do like radio or television. They're like, "Remember the five magic words," because I am a truck driver. So
Yeah.
remember the five. I mean, they'd always say, "I'm like, I can know the five magic words you're not allowed to say on national radio or on airwaves."
Sweater
FCC gets
just said, I get banned for running around with O on and I have clothes on.
ah,
Yeah, like she has a sweatshirt. If she puts the hood up, they say she's doesn't have any clothes
that's
on, and
interesting.
she
I mean,
does. Yeah,
maybe they
that's
got some
crazy.
vision. I mean, maybe it's X-ray cameras. I have no clue.
Ah, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Hey, so I'm looking at the time. I know we got
Yeah.
to wind down because I have my brother today, so I have to take him to an appointment.
Can
So,
I
yeah.
can I
So
end? Can I end like I usually end?
you want to end a song? You want to put a
Yes.
song? Sure, let's do it.
I'll do what is it's the one that you heard on Rosie. It's Lullaby. It's something that's very dear to me. It's my
Oh,
first song that I ever like my first single ever released. First time I heard it on radio. Stuff
okay.
like that. So it has and it is coming back out. Just let everybody know that one song on Spotify. It's called a place setter. So I could activate all of my all of my artist pages because I'm actually remastering all of my archived music. I took everything down, remastering it, putting them all up, and that's going to precede my actual regular new album coming out. So if you follow me on Spotify or any streaming advice in the next,
Yes.
I think we're down to 12 days. I already put it up. I have a countdown. 12 days, you'll see my page go rip with all these songs. You're like, whoa, what happened?
Oh,
And that
thank you
is
so much.
just old
Music,
music.
music that's been yeah. Oh, thank you so much for making that goal again. All
And this
right,
is it.
here we go.
This is Lullaby. And this is how, and Ironhead, thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for,
thank you. Thank
and,
you so. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Um,
thank you. I've had a
Lisa.
blast.
Oh, Lisa Marie. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Yeah, definitely.
But I've had a blast this morning, and
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
all you guys, and I love the
I
support, and I love the community.
I'm going to ask. Would you be willing to come back sometime?
Anytime you want,
Okay. How
and
about you in the
actually,
chat? Would you like to have him come back sometime?
and I'll actually do it from. I should by that time. We'll do it from my studio.
And we can do either the Tuesday night if you want, or we can do a
Yeah, we'll
Thursday. It
change
doesn't
it up.
matter.
I mean, if we
We
do
can
it
change
night,
it up.
we can
Yeah.
do it at night. I
Yeah.
will actually do it out of my
They're saying
studio.
yeah. They're saying yes. Ooh, and now a studio too would be cool. Oh yeah,
So
they're
I
saying
can even get
yes.
a picture and understanding of that. Once I get that, I'm actually sound treating the walls as we speak to make sure it's all
Okay.
perfect. But when we
Okay.
get there, we could do that, and it could be other questions about gear and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. We could. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, everyone. And I'll just play this right out and we'll say bye and we'll end the live. How about that? That was beautiful. I don't even know if I can follow this, but here we go. Just saying.
Don't worry.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
I'll write you a closing song. Don't you worry.
Well, Cool wrote me one, and it's not wanting to play.
Huh.
Hold on.
Your computer and you are fighting.
It is fighting. There it is. It's delayed today.
And I probably will have my own live later this afternoon, so check on. You never know.
Yeah. So follow him. He's going to be on live. Yeah, Ironhead's chat show. That's me. Okay.
Chat and chill. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everyone, bye. Bye. It takes them a second. Yeah, I know it takes you guys a second. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see you later, Gators. Yes, take care. Yes. Yeah, everybody take care. I know we're winding down. Bye, take care. Hey, cool. I got somebody else wants to write a jingle for me. Closing music. But I made it work. Here we go. Bye, everyone. We're gonna count down right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Bye.